Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, T-Bone, from the LUNSB SHow with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It's 10:45, which is 15 minutes later than it should be. It's 10:30. It's Sunday. It's time for the Supplemental, or as we like to say, the Supplemental. It's just a little. I cannot allow myself to get wrapped around the axle on all of this stuff. Let me tell you what happened. Let me apologize to everybody. You know I don't like being late, and I am late today. I was doing some things, and I hit something, and it took the computer off of AC power and put it on the battery. And because it's a 10-year-old computer, it did not last very long without power being directly connected, and it shut down. And because it's a 10-year-old computer, it takes 15 minutes to start things back up again. Yes, I know I should get a new computer. No, I'm not going to do it. This one is my baby. Pete Katie told me this was the computer I needed to do all the things I needed to do, and he was right 10 years ago. He was absolutely right 10 years ago that this was everything I needed to do. Hey, Rob, sorry about that. Okay, moving on. Let's get things started here with your... Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, T-Bone, from LUNSB SHow with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It's time for the Supplemental. Starting with your national days of the week. And disclaimer, apology, I don't know what the heck happened last week. Let me explain. I do the National Days of the Week here on Sundays live, and then I chop them up and I put them on the TikToks and I put them on the Instagrams, and I use the same title for all of them. This is this and this is this. That's what I use. The problem. Good morning, Mama. The problem that I have there was the name would be off. It's like tomorrow, 29 June, this thing, and then for some reason, it was like 30 June and a different thing. And I'd go in and I'd edit it and I'd change it. And it got so frustrating that I would change it and it wouldn't change. And then later it would be changed to a different, it was a week to tap out. Let's start this over. Here we go. It's time. It's time for your National Days of the Week. Starting with tomorrow, 30 June, it's National Meteor Watch Day. Now, I do not personally know if there's meteors to be watching tomorrow. There was a reported meteor that recently crashed somewhere over Texas. You got that little fireball in the middle of the night, and I loved running to work in Spain where I would come across the occasional falling star. Man, watch your mouth. If a falling star fell to Earth, we all are dead. They're not falling stars. They're meteors. They're meteorites. And sometimes they're loud and they're flashy. And there's a couple of times a year, like there's one in April, and I know there's one in November where, you could get a whole bunch of falling stars at one time. But tomorrow, on the 30th of June, I don't know about any impending meteor showers. But, go sit on the back porch and look up at the sky. Maybe you see one. Maybe while you're sitting there looking into the sky, you'll deeply contemplate the fact that the things you are looking at may not even exist. That the stars that are so many thousands and millions of light years away could have already been extinguished, and we don't know it yet. Think about that with a beer in your hand. No, something harder than a beer. Maybe on some shrooms. Maybe on some gummies. Contemplate your existence while looking at the stars on the 30th of June, National Meteor Watch Day. Moving on. I'm going to do this because I now know people in the profession. I always knew people, but I didn't know people. July 1st is National Postal Worker Day. So many postal workers out there, so many of them working so hard to deliver your mail late. Bless their heart. They mean well. My family has, over the years, uh, ingratiated themselves with their local postal people. I've never been one to do that. I recommend that. I think it's a good thing to do. If you live in and have the ability to ingratiate yourself with your postal delivery person, you should. Should be nice to them. They do good things for you. So be nice to them. Don't you scan nothing. Don't you do nothing over there. I didn't tell you to do that. Cancel. So that's the 1st of July. It's National Postal Worker Day. And for those of you who are postal workers, thank you for not going postal. Moving on. This thing got in my way. Get out of there. Okay. Ooh, no. How did see again? Tuesday, Monday. Do I need to redo the whole thing? I'm not going to redo the whole thing, okay? Hey, Jeremiah, good to see you there, my friend. Monday, June the 30th. I think we got that right. Tuesday, July the 1st. Now we're on to Wednesday, July the 2nd. It's National Made in the USA Day. Now, there's something to be said for things made in the USA. Number one, it gives Americans jobs. They took our jobs. So things made in when I can, try to purchase things bought and made in America. They may be a little more pricey, and you do that thinking that there's better quality, but they're not usually. But I don't like things made in China. In New York, there's a very famous silverware company named after the town where the silverware is made. To me, nothing said American like this particular silverware company. So one particular year when I decided to get new silverware, I went for the place named after a city in New York, knowing that I was going to get quality silverware made in America. Joke's on you is a race car driver in Formula One, and joke's on me because they moved all their production facilities to China. And it's proudly stamped on the back, made in China. So even when you think you're buying American, they're going to get you. They're going to trick you. Don't let them trick you. You know what's American? And they cannot take this away from you ever? Slushies. Go to 7-Eleven and have you a guaranteed made in America slushie. On Wednesday, July 2nd, National Made in the USA Day. Moving on. Thursday, July the 3rd, is National Eat Your Beans Day. American beans. Something that happens a lot is I'll do a callback to something that I've done here, but when I chop these up and I put them on TikTok and I put them on Instagram, people don't get the callbacks, so they just think that's weird. When I talk about those American beans, yes, eat your beans. They're good for your heart. The more you eat, they are good for you. I like the Negros. I am a big fan of the black beans. I like my black beans. I like my yellow rice. I like color-associated food. Black beans and yellow rice. That is Thursday, July the 3rd, National Eat Your Beans Day. Here we go on Friday, Independence Day, July the 4th. It's a Will Smith movie. It's the aliens. It's the aliens. It is celebrating our national independence with explosives. It should be, it isn't, but it should be National Don't Blow Off Your Frickin' Hand Day. Look, fireworks are little packages of explosives, and they do damage. Damage! So be very careful out there with the fireworks on Independence Day. And if you live anywhere near me, Boston baked beans, no, Bush's baked beans, the old dog that knew the recipe. If you know, if you live near me, do me a favor, take the fireworks down to the park. Go on down there to Adam Ricci Park and do the fireworks there, far, far away from my PTSD dog. I'm a firm believer that my dog was reincarnated. I also believe that he served on the beaches of Normandy during the invasion of France. And fireworks bring back tragic memories of his life. I don't believe he was a hero or anything. I believe he's like one of the guys, like as soon as they got off of the landing craft, like as soon as he got off the landing craft, toom, done. But he's got PTSD, so anytime he hears explosions, he shakes uncontrollably and looks to me for comfort. So if you got the fireworks and you're near me, take that down the road a little bit, if you don't mind. That'd be nice. On National Don't Blow Off Your Hand Day, christened, I made that happen. You're welcome. Moving on. Moving on to something I really like. Saturday, July 5th is National Bikini Day. Yes. Yes, I will do anything I can to get my wife in a bikini. Or not a bikini. Just I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I think my wife is absolutely gorgeous, and I love seeing her in all stages. And bikini stage is one of my favorite stages. Got to get her in the hot tub for some bikinis on Saturday, July 5th, National Bikini Day. Who would you like to see in a bikini? Maybe someone named Daniela. Maybe you want to see Daniela in a bikini. Maybe there's somebody out there that wants to see Misty in a bikini. I don't know. These are things. Maybe there's somebody that wants to see Jill or Angela or Jessica in a bikini. Let's encourage them to do this on Saturday, July the 5th, National Bikini Day. Finalmente, finally, getting down to the last one, it's National Fried Chicken Day, baby. You didn't know there was a National Fried Chicken Day, but it's 2 days after the 4th of July. You got hamburgers and hot dogs on the 4th of July. They have run out. You're out. You have no more. Now, get you some fried chicken. And if you got a bonchon anywhere near you, go get some of them Korean fried chicken. If you don't have a bonchon, look it up on the Googles and find out where the nearest Korean fried chicken is. There is no better chicken. And I'm not saying this because I'm a Squid Games fan. I'm saying this because I lived in Korea. I have eaten the Korean chickens. I've eaten so many of the Korean chickens. There is no better chicken on this planet than Korean chicken. I stand by that. I stand by it. Now, if you don't have any Korean chicken anywhere near you, the next best thing you can do is a Church's. A Church is a good one. Popeyes is okay, but it can't be like a white bread Popeyes. You can't. If you want good fried chicken, and I speak to you as a fried chicken connoisseur, there must be an element of danger involved in getting that chicken, right? It could be a no-name place. It's just off the grid just a little bit, but you gotta go to the hood to get it. And you gotta lock your doors, and you gotta be strapped, and you gotta realize that you may not come home after you get this bucket of chicken. That is the best chicken you could ever get is why don't they just call it that? Chicken in the hood. Chicken in the hood chicken. The name already says tasty and delicious and danger. That's Sunday, July 6th, National Fried Chicken Day. Now, I have a window over there That is way down in the jungle deep. The signified monkey. You don't know about that. No, no, no. Let me pull over here. No, best is Chick-fil-A. I love you, but you are wrong. Crown chicken in Harrisburg is not that good, though. Other than that, that's not the right one. Upstate New York sucks in the summer now as well. Yes. Me and a Speedo. Can't wait. Can't wait. Internet. Here, too low. Man, this for the button. Jeremiah's laughing. Thanks, Jeremiah. Pine trees. Made in the USA. 4th of July. All right, just checking out your comments. We're going to get into the game here in a little bit. And I could probably shift this over there now. That's what we do. We do your National Days of the Week. This portion of the show, we're going to talk to you briefly about 2 charities that we support. One for you, those of you who are living in Europe that watch the show, specifically the Rhoda Animal Welfare League. Look them up on Facebook. Look them up on the base. If you've got time, energy, and money that you can donate to a worthy cause, me and Chick Brew, we support the Rhoda Animal Welfare League, and we support them with time, effort, and money, and free advertisement. So look them up and help them out if you can. If you're on this side of the ocean, I'm going to ask that you help us with a Speranza Animal Rescue, or Speranza Animal Rescue. You can look them up on Facebook as well. They are another animal rescue right here in the area. The thing I advertised last week, I lost the details to. I forgot about, but it's a cash raffle. Animals Are Us, I think it is. Animals Are -us. Whatever it is, I'll put it down in the comments. This organization is doing a cash raffle that'll be on October the 8th. If you buy your tickets early, you can get 5 of them for $100 or $25 a piece. The $100 is the best discount if you get them before August the 8th. That's a special bonus in there. It's like a $15,000 prize, and then a $10,000 prize, a $5,000 prize. There's a category of prizes that I didn't commit to memory, and I didn't look up because I was having some issues. So Speranza Animal Rescue in Mechanicsburg, if you can, with time, money, and effort, help them out. Please do. Rhoda Animal Welfare League over there in Spain, if you could help them out. And I'll post the information about the website that is selling cash raffle tickets, where you can help a whole bunch of animal rescue organizations. You can help them and possibly win a prize. So that is what has now become our comedy, community, or charity note. That's what we do in between your National Days of the Week and the fan favorite portion of the show, This Week in History, a trivia style. Get your thinking caps on, because we're about to do this, Brutus. I got the questions over there, and I got you over here. And I want to make sure everything's seeing the things that it's supposed to see. It is. All right. Question number 1. Now remember, the questions of the week come to us from the week gone past. June 23rd, 2016. What major political vote took place in the UK? I think I know the answer without looking at my options. What major political vote took place in the UK on June 23rd, 2016? There is a delay, so I repeat the question. I pause. I'll give you the multiple choices, but you can answer at any time. And if your answer that you provide early is not one of the multiple choices, then it's okay. You can stick around. You can make another guess. But if your answer is one of the multiple choices, you can't change your answer. Deal? You got it? And again, you're the only one keeping score. I don't care if you get all 7 questions correct. I want you to. I also want to. But I don't care one way or the other, whether you do or do not. Again, the question, what major political vote took place in the UK June 23rd, 2016? Was it... Hey, Rob, how are you? Different audience, sorry. Was it the Scotland independence vote? That's a good guess. Was it the Brexit referendum? Also a good guess. Was it Theresa May leadership election? Wasn't she the prime minister for like 6 hours? Wasn't she the one who's like, this is too much, I quit? Or was it the royal family funding vote? These are your options. I need somebody to make a comment on Facebook because it doesn't look like anything's moving over there. Just one. From me saying that. The last thing I'm showing is like 4 minutes ago. Oh, there's a refresh button. I didn't know there was a refresh. What if I hit the refresh? I don't want to break anything. I think I broke something. All right. What major political vote took place in the UK? Was it Scottish independence vote? Was it the Brexit referendum? There we go with Roger and his answer. He's answering Brexit. Was it Theresa May leadership election? Or was it the royal family funding vote? Legalization of male prostitution is what Robert offers, which is a very funny answer. Thank you for that. I wished it was true, because that's where I'd be making my money, honey. I agree with Roger. I believe that was the infamous Brexit vote that still hasn't taken place. Question number 2. I don't know what a TFS is. Question number 2. Who published? Robert answers finally with Brexit. Thanks for finally getting your answer in there. Who published on June 24th, 1997, who published the first Harry Potter book in the UK? I thought, until I looked at the multiple choice answers, I thought it was going to be who published as in wrote. That is not what they're asking. They want to know who was the publisher for Harry Potter. Here are your multiple choice options. Was it Scholastic? It's possible. Was it Penguin, Bloomsbury, or HarperCollins? Those are your multiple choice options. Me personally, I do not believe it was Scholastic. The only thing I could think about Scholastic ever publishing was the things that they did in school. Little Scholastic things. So that takes one off the board for me. But what is your answer? June 24th, 1997. Who published the first Harry Potter book in the UK? Was it Scholastic, Penguin, Bloomsbury, or HarperCollins? Now I'm going to need you to get your answers in just a little bit more quicker. I can't be waiting around all this time. That's delicious. J.K. Rowling is the author, not looking for the author, looking for the publisher of the first Harry Potter book on June 24th, 1997. I'm going to go ahead and throw my answer out there, and you guys can catch up if you want to. I got to keep this thing moving. I am going with Penguin. I think Penguin Books makes the most sense, at least for me. And we're going to move that over there. Sorry, Rob, I'm doing another thing right now. I can't answer your questions. HarperCollins for Robert. Roger's going with Bloomsbury. Okay, so we locked those in. The Tainies are out enjoying the sun, so they're not really playing along today. That's okay. It's okay not to play along. They'll catch up later. June 25th, 2009. What iconic pop star died unexpectedly, shocking the world? What pop star died on June 25th, 2009? Whose death, there's Mother, shocked the world. He piped in immediately with Jackson. Miss Jackson if you're nasty. No. Here are your multiple choice options. Was it Prince, who's dead? Was it Whitney Houston, also dead? Was it Michael Jackson, he dead? Or was it George Michael? Luckily, all of the options they provided us were of dead pop stars. But which one was in 2009? Shocking the world. RC Cola is what Roger's going with. That's a great answer. Wrong, but a great answer just the same. I am going. I know when Prince died, and it wasn't in 2009. Whitney Houston dying from a drowning in her tub in a drug overdose didn't shock the world, and George Michael was forgotten by the time it happened. Roger changes his answer to Whitney. I'm going with MJ, Michael Jackson. There, with his roof and all Jesus milk, sleepy, sleepy, hyperbaric chamber, not wakey, wakey. That's my answer. That's Stacy's answer. Roger's going with Whitney. Nothing from anybody else. Moving on. You can answer at any time. June 26th, 1945. What international organization was officially formed on this date? What international organization was officially formed on June 26th, 1945? Was it the WHO? Get your vaccines and your mask on with the World Health Organization? Was it the United Nations? Robert finally pipes in with Jackson on that last question. Was it the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, also known as NATO, or was it the European Union? Stacy's going with the the United Nations. He's able to answer the questions quicker than the Facebook people because there's no delay on TikTok. So he's not cheating. I'm not slipping him the answers while you're not looking. Here you go. Take that. Again, what international organization was officially formed on this date, June 26, 1945? Roger's going with NATO. Stacy's going with the UN. Was it the World Health Organization, the United Nations, NATO, or the European Union? I do not believe it was the World Health Organization. I do not believe it was the European Union. That takes my options down to either the UN or NATO. But considering that World War II had just wrapped up, I'm going to go with Roger on this one. I believe it to be the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO. Again, you can get your answers in even after we move on. Nacho Libre. Robert's killing it with the comedy today. Trying to break me, trying to make me laugh. Not going to happen. Yeah, it will. I love to laugh. There we go. June 27th, 1950. The U.S. ordered its first combat involvement in what war? Don't need to look at the answer, because I am a veteran of this war. Robert finally pops in with NATO. NATO, and UN. That's what we got. June 27th, 1950. The U.S. ordered its first combat involvement in what war? I believe I know the answer because I am a veteran of this war. If you did not know, the armistice between North and South Korea did not end the war. It just stopped them from killing each other. So technically, those two countries are still at war. A lot of Korean flavor today. Here are your options. Is it the Vietnam War? Did we first get started in the Vietnam War in 1950? Roger's going with Korean. Was it the Cold War? And in parentheses, it has Berlin airlift. No, it wasn't. Don't even think of that as an answer. Was it the Korean War, as I believe it was? Or was it the Gulf War, which is still many, many years in the future? So I've kind of helped narrow it down for you. It's either Korea or Vietnam. And we were in Vietnam a long time, and it's possible we could have gotten there really, really, really early. It's possible. But Robert's going with Korea. Roger's going with Korea. I'm going with Korea. Stacy's going with Korea. We're all going to go with Korea on this one. Sink or swim. We'll find out if we're right in just 2 more questions. June. This is a great one. This is a great question, and it's the most, I'll explain. June 28th, 1914. The assassination of what royal figure sparked World War I? And here's the crazy part about history. This assassination wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen, but they had missed their opportunity. It was not supposed to happen. But people were killed in the earlier attempt. So this person, I'm not giving away the name yet because I know who it is. They're proceeding through the town, and there's an attempt to kill this royal family member, and they fail, but they do kill other people in the attempt and hurt other people. So the royal family member goes to the hospital and sees the people and assures them they're going to be okay, whatever. And then they leave going back the same route that they came up. And then the driver makes a mistake and he twists and turns. And one of the previous assassins who had kind of written the day off, like, I tried to kill the guy, but it didn't work out, is sitting there having a sandwich when this person shows back up. And then he jumps up and immediately kills the person and the person's wife. Now, that sparked World War I. And World War I sparked World War II. All of the people that were killed and murdered during these wars, all because of this one guy eating a sandwich and a misturn. It's crazy to think about. This one person was responsible for Malcolm X is freaking hilarious, Robert. This one person was responsible for millions and millions of deaths, and most people don't know his name. Here are your multiple choice options. What royal figure was assassinated on 28 June 1914? Was it Kaiser Wilhelm? Was it Archduke Franz Ferdinand? Was it Tsar Nicholas II? Or was it Prince Edward? These are your actual options, Robert. Kaiser Wilhelm, spelled with a W. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, not the band. Tsar Nicholas II, or Prince Edward. Looking down at the TikToks because they answer the fastest. See if Mother's got a choice. Boru, I don't know what that means. Again, royal family member murdered June 28th, 1914. The assassination of what royal figure sparked World War I? Kaiser Wilhelm, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, Tsar Nicholas II, or Prince Edward? Frazzy meeting you here. That's good. That's good. I heard that in Tremolini's voice. I remember you doing impressions of the people that work around you. You were so funny. You are a very funny man, Mr. Roger. Archduke Franz Ferdinand. That's my answer. It's the correct answer. I know it to be the correct answer. And I know the name of his assassin. And you should know it too. Finally, our last question. Robert's going with Prince Eddie. And Stacy, no answer. So these are by Frazzy, Eddie, and nothing else. That's okay. June 29th, 1972. Our last question of the day. The Supreme Court struck down all existing death penalty laws in what landmark case? On June 29th, 1972, the Supreme Court of the United States said, we are no longer going to kill people who kill people. Years later, it gets overturned. But what was the initial case? Was it Miranda versus Arizona? Roe versus Wade, which is just funny. It's a funny option to have available to us. Was it Furman versus Georgia? Or was it Gideon versus Wainwright? These are your multiple choice options. Miranda versus Arizona, Roe versus Wade, Brown versus Board of Education, Furman versus Georgia. Stacy pops in with Furman, or Gideon versus Wainwright. What Supreme Court's case stopped all executions on June 29th, 1972? Luckily, we turned that back on a few years later. Waiting for your answers. I only have one, but that's okay. You don't have to answer on my time frame. I am officially asking AI for the answers now. Answers, please. And here we go. I am pausing as long as I can pause and let you type away. Charles Manson versus the United States. Okay, I can see why it took you so long. Here are the answers. Number one was Brexit. Those who chose Brexit, you answered correctly. Number two, not Penguin, not Scholastic. It was actually Bloomsbury. and one of you chose that as a correct answer, I get a strike. Furman versus Simpson. June 25th, 2009. It was Michael Jackson who died from a drug overdose. He just didn't wake up. On the 26th of 1945, June 26, 1945. Good job, Stacy. I think you were the only one that got it right. It was the United Nations. Strike 2 for me. Question number 5 was the Korean War. So I think we all got that correct. And question number 6. I wouldn't steer you the wrong way. Gideon versus Wainwright is what Robert's going with on that last one. I wouldn't steer you the wrong way. It was Archduke